Hey friend, this is how to attach an Apple AirTag to keys. This is the key carrying system I've been using for a while. It uses a Cobra knot lanyard connected to a carabiner on one side and then a leather key wrap that I made myself on the other. So rather than have the Apple AirTag jangle alongside my key wrap, I wanted it to sit flush with the leather as if it were part of the same design. I'm using a scrap piece of leather to mock up the design, and I'm incorporating a circular part where the base of the AirTag can reside, and then I'm just using the leather key wrap style that I had been using in my old design. I'm not sewing anything, I'm just using rivets, and I thought I'd use a single thin strap to both house the connection to the lanyard and to essentially friction fit the AirTag. I wanted to soften up the leather with a bit of baseball glove oil, and in the prototyping I just triple wrapped and then snapped that long piece of leather strapping. I think the long leather strap looks pretty cool. We'll see how it works. I get the AirTag in the mail, and I got the 4-pack. And one of the things I didn't take into account is that you could laser etch a emoji or a series of letters right on the AirTag, and I want to make sure that that shows through in the final design. This initial single strap works pretty well, but it also hides the cool emoji on the front of the AirTag. There's kind of a Hermes style going on with this single strap, which I think is cool, but when I go to snap it on, pushing it into my pocket kind of cranks that strap, and I decided to change the design to be a little more simplified and to show the emoji. So I'm using roughly the same dimensions and cutting out a similar shape. Rounding the ends, tapering one side a little bit more than the other. Hole punch to secure the Chicago screw set. Scathing a little bit off the inside fold area, and this is kind of an antique brass color. Trying to do my best to mark the position of the rivets here and affixing the rivets. And I wanted to soften up the leather before I attach the keys with some Snow Seal, which is a beeswax based leather protector. I use a leather spacer to ensure there's a bit of grab between the slickness of the metal keys. And I'm using this 2-strap method to sidecar that AirTag to the leather keychain. Before I start with the final assembly, I'm just gonna degrease these keys, which they've never been cleaned before, so why not shine them up a bit. And this is affixing the keys to the Chicago screw set. Ultimately, I'll add Loctite to the threading so that it's more secure. I've got a little brass ring to attach some paracord to. So here it is, a leather key tag with a custom AirTag holder. Thanks for watching.